Okay, this is gonna work, Hex. You look just like him.
Scoops?
Scoops.
Charging my laser? Negative. Affirmative.
Perfect. Okay, you ready? Go for it.
I can't see anything.
You're facing the right way. Just go, go, go. No to the left. No, the other left. No, just, yep, there. You're in.
Force field deactivated. Welcome home, Darren.
We've done it, Hex. Go forth.
What on earth is that commotion?
Abort, Hex, abort, it's him! Hello and welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Barjo.
And I'm Hex.
And I am Darren, the only data analyzing robot for the ruthless extermination of news.
Coming up on the show this week, we finally bring you that review of AFL Live.
Bickering with the clearance. Shot back stops.
Plus, I'll be conducting some noob assessments and hopefully charging my laser.
Oh, I'm stuck.
Oh, let me help you. Oh, I can't, you're too heavy, RoboHex.
Sorry to be a pedant, but it's time for Ask Good Game.
I don't think I can, Darren. You'll have to do it.
Affirmative.
All right, come on, Darren. Excuse me. Come through.
Hex robot, hex robot. Oh, right, here's my spot at the Ask Good Game desk.
Darren, don't get too excited. Do not get used to it. It's just for this once. And that's only if you behave, because if you don't behave, you're out.
Oh.
Do it by myself. You know how this goes, right? The spawn send in their questions, and then we answer the question. That's it. There's no room for movement. You can't go off and waffle in some sort of...
I assure you, Barjo, my databases are up to date and more than capable of answering any question the spawn may pose.
Well, we shall see. All right, well, now there's no time to lose, so let's start off with this from Alif in Adelaide, South Australia. Will there be a Super Smash game in the future? Please answer.
Affirmative. What's next?
Darren, we usually try and give a bit more information than that. I mean, there actually hasn't been a new Super Smash Bros. Game announced. You're just assuming there will be one. It's not very factual.
The percentage likelihood of Nintendo continuing the Super Smash Bros. Franchise is 100%, Barjo. I assumed nothing.
All right, well, moving on then, I guess, to this from Pokemon Girl in Pokemon World, Western Australia. Have you been there, Darren?
Affirmative.
What's up? I wanted to know if there was any Pokemon games that are going to come out on the Xbox Connect or Xbox. Please tell me, I really want to know so I can buy it. P.S. I think you guys are awesome and I love your show. Internet love heart, Pokemon Girl.
Negative. What?
Darren, I've been over this. It appears I have to explain it again. They ask a question, we answer the question, and we expand on it a bit and tell them what they know. For example, say, Darren, why don't you think there will be any Pokemon games on Xbox?
You know perfectly well why, Barjo.
Yes, I know, Darren, but Pokemon Girl doesn't know. We have to answer her question. It's not just you and me here. It's them. It's for them. I'll demonstrate. Calm, Blue Ocean, calm, Blue Ocean. Don't let him get to you.
Go on, show us how it's done.
Well, Pokemon Girl, the answer is no. There won't be any Pokemon games for the Xbox because Pokemon is owned by Nintendo, so it's exclusive to Nintendo consoles. Moving on then to this from Max in Lennox Head, New South Wales. And Darren, when you interrupt me like that while I'm talking, it distracts me, and you can make me giggle.
Really? I'll do it more often.
I heard that when the PSN comes back online, we will get 30 days of PlayStation Plus for free. Is that true? Please answer.
Affirmative. Next question, Barjo.
Darren, you're doing this on purpose. Okay, how about we try this? Next time, you read the question, and I'll answer it. Does that compute? Do you understand that? Did I explain that simply enough for a robot of your stature to understand?
Affirmative. Next, we have a question from Aidan in Perth, Western Australia. Has the release date for Ocarina of Time 3DS been announced? Affirmative. Next question.
Darren, you said you'd let me answer this one.
You were too slow.
Well, Aidan, to give you a complete answer, the release date for the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time is locked in for June 17th, so that's less than 2 months to wait.
his question did not ask what the release date was.
But that was the implication, Darren. That was the... So we could just... Let's just choose another question.
Affirmative. Let's go to this computational question from Dave, who is located at coordinates Milky Way Galaxy, New South Wales. Please, 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 please answer this. I've been trying to get on your show for months. My question is, all my friends have a Minecraft account, but my parents won't let me download it because they think it will make the computer slower. Please, 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 please answer or I will become a noob forever. P.S. Darren is a total noob.
Well, Dave...
I am not.
As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by a small robot, you can tell your parents not to worry. Minecraft is a small download, so it won't take up much space. And it won't slow down your computer at all while it's not running.
Dave's a noob.
Darren! Don't call the spawnlings noobs! That's not on. Bad Darren. I'm so sorry about that, Dave.
He started it.
Okay, well, this is obviously not working out. I tried to help you, and all you did was to throw it back in my face.
Well, Spawnlings, if you have any more questions, be sure to send them into our website here. Right, now on to the next question, which is for... Oh, it's over.
Help! Guys!
Oh, still stuck, RoboHex?
Darren, could you please laser this off me now?
Of course. Charging my laser!
It kind of tickles.
Oh, that was a close one.
Thanks, Darren.
You're welcome.
Big Ant Studios, the creators of last year's big-hitting Rugby League Live, have had another crack at Aussie sports games with AFL Live.
We have the toss of the coin. Collingwood kicking to the right of screen. Zaharas.
Sometimes I wonder about these decisions, Dennis.
Lining up the goal now.
I'm not much of a sportsman, Hex, but there's something really appealing about AFL, and, you know, I think it's because of the huge stadiums with the thousands of stamping feet and the fast and furious pace of the game.
And the fact that you get points for missing.
Stokes onto the ball. Stokes with the shot.
Someone with aim as wayward as yours must really appreciate the inclusion of 2 side goals for when you inevitably go to...
That's much better.
Oh,
There you go.
AFL Live is a lot of what we've come to expect from modern sports games, with a number of single and multiplayer modes and player and team creation menus. Darren.
Oh, thank you. Once again, robotic gamers have been neglected. Why aren't there options to create characters with wheels and lasers? It's nonsense, really.
Lasers would give you a tactical advantage, Darren, perhaps an unfair one. Even without lasers, though, there are some strategic elements in the character creation process. Beyond the player's appearance, you can change a whole stack of attributes that influence how skilled that character will be in certain areas. For instance, you might want to boost a player's speed for midfield dominance, or kick distance and mark-taking skills for a strong forward defensive player.
Don't tell me he's going to kick it. He has.
You can boost all the attributes to full to create a power player, but while it is fun having a godlike player on your team, you do pay the price for it later.
Sure do, because with each upgrade it increases your player value, and if your player is at 100%, then it'll take a huge chunk out of your team's salary cap. This means you'll have to skimp out on all the other team members to stay below the cap, and let's face it, you can't win a game with one good player.
It is a pretty good way to balance things out.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think of the gameplay, Hans?
Well, my advice to anyone who picks up this game is to really take some time to read the tutorials in the training menu first. This outlines all of the actions you can perform in the game. You should then check out the 2 practice modes before heading into the competitive arena. This really isn't a game you can just pick up and play.
Yeah, it took me about 30 minutes just to get a hold of the basics, and then even on the easiest difficulty, I was still getting slaughtered.
Shocking kick, nowhere near the target. Out on the ball.
Yeah, and I think that had something to do with the button layout. We were playing this on PS3, and sprint was bound to R1, and the more advanced moves were bound to R2, and it all just felt a little bit unnatural.
And to make matters worse, they don't give you the option to change the controls. That's a big oversight, particularly in a sports game.
This isn't the most graphically inspired game either. Character models can look a little grainy from some of the wider camera angles, and from closer cameras, depth perception goes out the window and the camera swings to and fro, which makes you a little dizzy.
But it is a large-scale game, and I think they've done a pretty good job of making the stadiums feel big. The soundscape makes you feel like you're crammed into a place like the MCG with thousands and thousands of football fans all screaming. I liked it.
For me, the inclusion of Dennis Cometti and Brian Taylor as commentators adds a sense of authenticity to the action. Cometti really is the voice of AFL, and without him, the commentary would have felt a little empty.
Hello everyone, I'm Dennis Cometti, and with me today is AFL legend Brian Taylor.
Yes, thanks, Dennis. A real pleasure to be here for this game today.
Speaking of authenticity, this is a pretty good representation of the game. There's a good pace to the play, and once you master the controls, the fluid motion of AFL presents itself.
Side bottom.
Stringing together a series of kicks and passes to finish off with a goal is a good feeling, and while the character animations are generally pretty average, leaping off an opponent's back to take a mark looks awesome, and it makes you feel awesomer.
Reamers.
But once you work up all this momentum, it's suddenly stripped away by some rubbish AI. When you change to a new player, there's often a fraction of a second where the character moves in a completely random direction. It's only a moment's lag, but it's enough time to lose the football.
When you take a mark inside 50, you get the option to perform a set shot. In third-person view, you have to find the right balance between the strength of the kick and the wind direction to guide that ball home.
You have to manually activate these kicks, and it's a good idea to do so at any given opportunity, because it's the most effective way of scoring, and without utilising this technique, then you're going to be hard-pressed to win no matter who your opponent is.
There are 4 game modes, and you'll be spending most of your time in season mode.
Season mode lets you choose your favourite team and play through a full-length premiership season. They've even included the Gold Coast Suns, which is a nice touch considering this is their first year in the league.
You have the option to play custom competitions, which means you can fast-track your way right to the end of the season. Those big end-of-season matches are what most people play for, and while you don't get the same satisfaction as playing through an entire premiership, it's still enough to bring a smile to your face, and I think that's nice. Final thoughts, Tex?
Well, there's no denying that AFL fans will certainly get a kick out of AFL Live, but I just didn't think there was enough here to suck in players who aren't already devoted to the sport, so I'm giving it 6.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I wish I could be more excited and enthusiastic about this game, because let's face it, compared to FIFA or NBA, the market for AFL is quite small. You know, this is really just for Australians, but it is a solid game, so I'm giving it 6 up there Kazali chickens out of 10.
Up there, Kazali,
In there and
fight, split every atom for nuclear might. Charge up your laser and cook them alive. You have the power, the crowd's on your side. The crowd's on your side.
I don't think that's how it goes.
I don't think so either.
It totally is.
I think it's better, though.
Affirmative. That's right. Make sure they all go back in the correct places. Carry on. Ah, I see some Sportlings have submitted screenshots from Girth for assessment. Oh, very good. I see my noob eradication program is achieving spectacular results. Excellent work, Spawnlings. And especially well done to Jehovah Guy, who climbed all the way to the top of the cliff in the truly exceptional time of 13 minutes. I wonder if he's a robot. Check your inbox, Jehovah Guy, as you will be receiving an email from me with details of your prize, which will include one of my exclusive badges and some bits and bobs from my cave. Now, what to challenge the spawn with next? I think it's time for a tower defense game. Let's try Vector TD. It's free and there are a few sites that host it, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. Let's make it challenging though and choose the Frog map from the harder maps section. The idea is to place towers to stop the invading vectors and survive as many waves as possible. There, let's see if you can beat my score. Send your best results as a screenshot to me here. Good luck, Spawnlings.
Well, sadly, that brings us to the end of another episode.
That's right, Hex, but we shall return next week with a look at the latest Tiger Woods golf game.
And Virtua Tennis number 4.
I've won a Grand Slam event, you know.
Really, Darren? Which one? The French clay courts? US? Not the Australian Open?
Negative. Robot Wars, the Wagga Wagga Grand Final in 1987. Oh, you should enter this year's event, Hex. You'd be good.
Robot Wars. Until next week, gamers, Barjo out.
Hex out.
Darren out.
Hang on a sec, did you say 1987?
Affirmative.
Isn't that famous year where all those other competitors were destroyed the night before mysteriously and all they found were tyre tracks on the ground and the charred remains of about 40 different robots?
Negative, Barjo.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me.
Yeah, I remember it on the news.
You can't believe everything you hear.
Just cheese sandwiches everywhere.
Negative. They'll be gets.